Hey Fae folk, welcome back to another Blind Box BJD opening. Today I have, pardon my mispronunciation because I'm almost certain I'm going to mess this one up, but the Nyzaii Sweet Imagination dolls to take a look at. This is the case set. It's a little bit of a smaller case set than some of the other dolls that I've reviewed on the channel because these are quite tiny in stature, in scale, and I'm really excited for them. I mean, I'm sure you can guess by the box art here that they have a very cutesy, very pastel aesthetic, and I'm just really thinking that these are going to be some absolutely precious dolls that I'm super excited to add to the collection. But before I can get into the dolls themselves, I obviously have to say thank you. This case set was a gift from kikagoods, so enormous shout out to them because I wouldn't be able to do a video on the entire case set if they didn't send it to me. That being said, it's not a sponsorship. I'm not being paid for this video, and I'm certainly not being paid to say anything specific. So if these turn out bad, you will be hearing about it. But I don't anticipate that to be the case. Generally speaking, the dolls I've gotten from kikagoods have been quite lovely. So on this side, you can see 3 of the designs. This one has a little cat sweater that I'm very excited about. And then if we rotate, you can see the other 3 designs. And on this side, I'm really excited about this one because she's like a little Halloween-y girly pop. So very happy about that. If as we go through these dolls, you find yourself enjoying them, or if there's anything else you've been looking like to buy on kikagoods, you've just been like sort of waiting or something, I do have a discount code with them. Once again, it's not an affiliate code. I don't earn any commission, but it's just like a thank you for watching the videos that I make on these dolls. So if you want, you can use code FAIRYTALE10 to get 10% off your purchase, whether that's these dolls or whether it's something completely different off the website. It'll just get you a nice little 10% off to help with the cost of things. But with that being said, let me get my other backdrop up here and we can go ahead and start taking a look at the dolls proper, which is like obviously the important and exciting part. So let me do that. So as I always do with these Blind Box BJD videos, we are going to go ahead and do like a full unboxing of one of the boxes on camera and like put the doll together and everything so you can sort of get a feel for what the experience of getting the doll is like. And then for the other 5 out of 6, I'm going to put them together and unbox them off camera, and then we'll just talk about their design and their details and their quality so that it's not like too repetitive for y'all. Also, every single time I make one of these videos, it goes way longer than I mean for it to. Like, I'm just an absolute yapper. I'm going to try really hard for this one to be a somewhat reasonable length. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at the box, just because there is this really cool holographic detail. My ring light is reflecting and like not helping, but there's a little bit of like holographic detail printed on this art, and I think that is so cutie. Like, anytime you add shimmer or shine or glitter to something, I'm obviously immediately much more of a fan. So, oh, we're foot first. And I did open it from the top. I mean, like the pull tab is on the top, but we are packaged foot first, which is different. Oh my goodness. Wait, the hair is so pretty. Hold on. So I think that's this one here. I guess I could have just let the card fall out. That's interesting. So on the art card, this is also a little holographic, which is super cute, but the doll is like nude. Like, it's like she doesn't have the clothes on, which is, I'm just confused. Like, I've never seen that. I'm looking in the box to make sure I'm not missing anything. No? Interesting. I've never gotten an art card like that before, but all right. So let's go ahead and take a look first at the doll themselves, and then we'll get a look at like all the extras and everything. I just want to pull this out from under her hair. There we go. Come on. So, as I said, very tiny, very small doll, like literally the size of my hand at most. I mean, technically she's a little smaller than the size of my hand. So very teeny, very cute little dolls. The face is so, it's so precious. This one's sort of a bad one to start on because the bangs give it such a heavy shadow that like you can't fully see the face. It's very cute. The eyes are not inset, but they are sculpted to have like a raised to them. Hold on, the hair. There we go. The hair was kind of out. You can sort of see it from the side. Like, they are fully sculpted to have like a little bit of like a bubble almost to them, which gives them a really like lifelike effect despite them not being inset eyes, I guess is the best way to put it. I don't know. I think that's really cute. Her bang piece has so many colors to it. There's the gradient on one side, pink to purple, and then on the other side it's this beautiful minty blue. She does have little Kit Kat ears. sculpt it in. And I mean, I'm always going to love little Kit Kat ears. You know this. As far as articulation goes, she does have tilt and rotation in the neck. The tilt doesn't like stay that well, but I don't know if that might be like the weight of her hair specifically. Oh, there we go. It could also just be a matter of like getting the doll used to moving. We have a lot of elbow articulation that I'm being kind of messy about, but we do have it. We have some wrist articulation, although I would say it's definitely more rotation than like a tilt. I mean, that's kind of as far as it'll tilt. There's not a ton of tilt. Shoulder articulation, we have a chest joint that is really, I would say, mostly rotational. There's not like a ton of tilt. And then for legs, we can go all the way around and out and do like all kinds of crazy stuff, just not really back. She's got kind of a big booty, not said in a derogatory manner, but just for a doll of this size, especially, kind of thick in the hips. So there's not really like backwards mobility, but the knee can bend. And then we have ankle articulation. Again, it's mostly rotational and like side to side tilt with a little bit of more of like an up and down tilt as well. And then, so we got a bag of extra hands and we have paws. It's weird that they're skin tone, but I do think that that's really cute that we got like the option. I don't know, something about that is just like a little precious to me. Get some of my trash out of the way here, just toss that carelessly to the side. Not the silica gel. We are very careful with that in this household because I have a cat. Hold on. It's her outfit, but in sticker form. So you can put it on the art card, but it's stickers. So I guess that means too that like if you get multiples, you could just mix and match them. So you get like a paper doll essentially in addition to your actual doll. Right? Like, yeah, see, there are stickers. That is genuinely one of the cutest things I think I've ever seen in one of these boxes. That is such like a simple idea because they're going to do the art card anyway, right? Like you have to have the art anyway in this type of blind box doll situation. Like they all come with art cards. So if you're going to make it anyway, to do it like this where it's nude and then just include the stickers, I feel like that can't cost that much more, right? But that's so fun. I actually really like I'm super hype about that. I have even more hands. I think they're all the exact same though. And then we also come with these eyes, which is fascinating because like I have no way to plug these in. Like there's a peg, almost as though these would be for an inset eye. She doesn't have an inset eye, right? Hold on, have I been wrong this whole time? I didn't take off the head. That is the most seamless inset eye I have ever seen in my whole life. Look at that. There's the peg, so you can pull it and switch it out. That's wild. So these eyes, like she's got sort of a wibbly line around her iris on these, and these are more solid, and they're also more pink. That's so, like, genuinely, it's so flush and so clean, and the inside eyes are much more matte than most inside eyes are. I thought that was fully just part of the doll, but she does have inside eyes. That's so, wow. I did not expect that at all. In any case, let me pull out her clothes so we can go ahead and take a look at those before I put them on the doll. Alrighty, so normally I would be looking at the art card for like some guidance on what goes where, but that's not necessarily going to help as much. This is her headpiece for sure. Lots of tiny little pleats with a ribbon sewn on. It has bows on either side and a strap to go under her chin to secure the headpiece on. I'd say this is a solid start. This feels like a really nice, like, quality. I mean, I'm kind of tugging, kind of messing around with it. Very nice. Then we have, I guess I could have gotten her shoes out of this plastic bag. I'm not doing a very good job at the whole being a reviewer thing. So the shoes, they're just tiny little pink Mary Janes. Very cutie though for like, you know, what they're supposed to be going for. Then she's got two mismatched socks. So one has this fun pastel, like stripy pattern to it, and then the other one is white, but it does have the purple bow at the top. However, my stripy one, I just was praising the quality with this, but my stripy sock is like not sewn fully, like the stitches came out at the toe, so it's sort of open. I can definitely still use it. It's not like it breaks the doll or makes the clothing piece unusable, but obviously it is a little bit of a quality issue, so I do have to note that. But then also for her legs, because we do have a lot of layering, we've got two leg warmers, which are also mismatched. And also, yeah, that's crazy. So one has the bow that is supposed to go up towards like the knee, and the other has the bow that is supposed to be down towards the ankle. So they're like super mismatched, but they are a faux fur. And then one has pink, one has a like minty bow. These are much nicer quality. Or I shouldn't say that. It's not that the sock is bad quality. It's just that like it has a quality control issue. I know, Reese, come here. The way I was about to show you her arm warmers and then got interrupted by my beautiful little princess cat. I know, honey, I know you need attention, I know. But she does have two arm warmers, again, mismatched, one pink, one mint. They both have a purple and a pink heart printed on there. And to go with that, according to this, more help than I thought it would be, we did get two little like buckle situations. And these are supposed to, again, according to this art, which I don't know how easy it is for you to see it because with the shine and then the pastel background with the pastel of the actual sticker, it's kind of a lot. But they're supposed to go around the upper part of the arm warmer, sort of as though they're holding them on and holding that like at the bicep. So that's going to be interesting to try to tie those, or not tie, but like try to thread these tiny little buckles. That's a problem for me later though. Oh, hold on. I called these kitty cat ears earlier, but I'm thinking that they're actually puppy ears because she has a little bone on top of the bow on the main dress that she has. This is so cute. There's so many different things going on. So the dress itself is sewn mostly from this like nice stretchy ribbed material that like it genuinely feels so nice. This texture is incredible and it also like feels like a good thickness. It feels like a very quality piece. I really like that. We have a tiny little like shimmery heart that's sort of hidden into this like apron sort of situation that's going on here. And I think, okay, so it is stitched on just right here, but it only is stitched on in the one place. And it does have like this very nice metal closure in the back. So if you just rip out one stitch, if you don't like the apron thing, you could totally take that off and it wouldn't be difficult at all, which is nice. Like, I think that that's quite nice that it is secure if you want to keep it as it comes, if you want to keep it all as one piece. But for anyone who wants to zhuzh it up a little bit more, it's super, super easy to take this off. We have more like buckles and ribbons, pom-poms, like there's all kinds of stuff, all kinds of details. Even this little apron, this part is folded over and there's a ruffle sewn around the edge. Like, that's a really genuinely nice piece of clothing, but I bet it's going to look even nicer once it's on her. So let me go through the effort to get her put together and then we will reconvene once she's presentable. Okay, I got her all settled, all dressed up. Look how tiny she looks. Like back far enough to where she can lean up against the wall. She's so small, but also so, so precious. Like, I feel maternal towards her. There's just something so sweet and so cute about this outfit. These were honestly like not as bad to get on as I thought that they were going to be. And like the arm warmers and the leg warmers and socks and everything, super like honestly, everything was genuinely easy to get on, which is almost never the case when I'm doing one of these videos. Like, at least for me, maybe it's a skill issue. I feel like I have such a hard time dealing with the blind box BJDs, specifically in terms of getting them in their outfits. Once they're in their outfits, I love them and like I love them aesthetically and it's worth the hassle. But like it is a lot to get them in the outfits and this was so simple. Like again, these buckles were literally the hardest part of getting her together, but everything else is working great. And the headband looks great too. In the past, I have had ones where this elastic going down and like the pressure exactly on the seam of where the front and back of the headpieces meet has caused it to like split apart like constantly. Like the hair is just constantly falling apart. I don't have that problem at all with her. Like she's just so precious. I'm not going to be talking, or I'm not talking about the clothes as much just because we already went over them. I just wanted to show you what they look like on the doll. But now that we have her put together, I can go ahead and unbox the other 5 of these guys. And then I'm going to put them all together, and then we will go through and talk more in depth about all of their outfits and their quality and all of that jazz. But we are off to such a strong start. Like, I love her. So I will be back with y'all shortly for you. Right. So, I've unboxed all of them. As you can see, it has been for me a couple days since I was last down here. Because honestly, I did the entire unboxing and then I was just so disheartened that I couldn't make myself continue. So, unfortunately, the first one that we opened was by far the best experience that I had. I think with each of these, to some degree, I have some issue. Some of them are much less serious than others. Like, I'm not saying that every single one is like the worst thing ever, but not a single one of the other 5 feels perfectly correct to me, or like feels like they're 100% there design wise or quality wise. So this has taken a bit of a negative turn, but we're going to go ahead and go through it anyway. So starting on the side, moving our way this way, obviously skipping the one that we've already taken a look at. The first one is the Halloween one. And can you see it? Is it visible? Is it visible on camera? What if I go like this? So the way that this card, and the stickers also, but the stickers are like a lot more malleable, so it's not as serious. They were folded like into the box. So like where the box opens up, instead of this being like fully on the side of the box, it was like also on the top. So it's all wrinkled. And I feel like it's really hard to see on camera, but it like is noticeable. And that was really disappointing because I was like obviously so excited about this one, and I thought the concept of the sticker sheets was so cute. And this one is still usable, but it is messed up. And so that was just a little bit of a bummer, but I was still holding out hope. Unfortunately, we do have another problem with this one. Before I get into that though, here are the secondary eyes that this one came with. So the difference seems to be in all of them that like the eyes that come in the doll have like that sort of wobbly iris, and then the extra ones have like a much more solid traditional iris. And then she did come with a choker. I have to be honest. This first one, I was just like, oh, I'm kind of bummed out about the problems about this one. I don't really feel like putting the choker on. And then everything just kept going bad. And so none of the ones that came with a choker, I put the choker on. I'm sorry if that bothers you all, but in order to put the choker on, you have to take off not only just like the front and back pieces of the hair and the faceplate, but the actual neck piece. And you have to be very careful. And I just didn't feel like it after all this. So sorry if that bothers y'all, but let's go ahead and look at the actual doll. So she does have a orange to purple gradient for her hair, specifically the bangs, the back piece. It's not really so much of a gradient. She does come with the hat, and it does have a magnet in it to help it stay on, except it's a very weak magnet. Like I have to be really okay. There she goes. There she's on. But you see how little it takes. So that was the other issue with this one specifically, was just the hat doesn't function that well. I'm honestly surprised that it stayed on while I even said that, and like while I put it back on. But yeah, she does have this shirt, which I think is really cute, with the little ghost and like the squiggly face. She comes with her arm warmers, which are purple, and then they have orange and yellow bows on them. The skirt and the belt are separate pieces. You know, credit where credit is due. There are obviously problems with her, but like there are some good things as well. I like, you know, the number of separate pieces. And on her, at least, all of the clothing feels very quality. It was just the sticker sheet and then the hat, which I'm going to take the hat off instead of sitting there like trying to hold it on. That seems so silly to me. But the belt has this super cute, slightly iridescent bow charm on it, which I am a little bit obsessed with. And the skirt itself does have a couple different fabrics as well as a bow detailing on the side. So yeah, like that part is super duper nice. Maybe was I being too harsh? See, I'm thinking that, and then I'm remembering that every other one has raw. So like, it's fine. All of them do have the same shoe mold, but they are all different colors. So this one you can see is a yellow to a purple gradient, and then she does also have purple socks and then leg warmers that go on top. They are a little bit mismatched. Interestingly, this one has a fabric orange bow and then like a little charm glued into the fur there. This one has a purple bow, but it's a charm, and then there's a couple extra charms. So that's just sort of fascinating. She is really cute though. Like, I will give it that. Design wise, very adorable. Just the execution was unfortunately a little less than perfect. Then our next girl did have her card, like with the like blank paper doll looking okay in the box. However, the actual sticker sheet was all bent up to the point where like parts of it are curling up. I mean, that's a sticker that's peeling off. And so it's still not the worst, but I do feel like some of the edges, like I don't know how easy this is going to be to see, but like this is poked inward. So like that's curling up and that's curling up. So I feel like the stickiness might not be there. And like some of the edges are a little crinkly, which again, it just sucks. It's like I was so excited about this concept and it just is so sad to see it not work out. Here are the extra eyes for this one. No choker for this one. And my complaint, y'all can let me know if I'm overreacting. To be fair, I'm not like as in the BJD space. I've gotten a lot of these at this point, like the blind box style BJDs, but I still wouldn't consider myself someone who's like an expert by any stretch of the imagination, especially when it comes to more full size BJDs. So bear that in mind. But here's our next girl. She has sort of a shocked expression. This very, very faint gradient in her hair. It's like a little bit more of a purpley blue, and it goes down to a slightly more greenish hue. And then, yeah, like the streaks. She's got little pom poms sculpted by her pigtails. Her magnet for her hat, clearly very strong. So, like, that's positive that her hat actually works. It sucks that this one didn't, but her hat actually works. However, she has this absolutely precious sweatshirt dress. Okay. I'm obsessed with this. Probably outside of my issue with it, my favorite clothing item that I got in this set. So cute. It's a hoodie. It says love on the side. That's just like printed on. We have a 3D like patch here with a few different fabrics where there's like a little bit more of a sheer ruffle and then the fabric pink and then the cat is printed on. We have a charm type bow. And then it says sweet one underneath, and we have two fabric bows on the side, different fabrics at the very bottom forming sort of the skirt of the sweatshirt dress. And we have the hood along the back, but you may maybe have spotted it. What we don't have on the back is Velcro. So like you literally just to get the clothing onto this doll have to do the whole thing that I was talking about with the chokers, where you have to take off this piece, the front piece of the hair, the back piece of the hair, and the faceplate, and then pull it on like you would put a sweatshirt on a human person. Except this isn't a human person, and I just feel as though it's so tight, like even doing that, it was sort of hard to get on. Why not just put Velcro back here? Again, maybe this is just a me problem. Maybe other people like it better because it's more realistic, because it's more true to life that like you pull it over the head as opposed to having it Velcro in the back. But it's frustrating because it's just like I had to put in, I feel like, so much extra effort to get this garment on. And also, that means that I functionally can't use this for any doll that doesn't have a removable faceplate type head. Like, I can only put this on blind box BJD style dolls. I can't put this easily on like an LOL tween or something like that. I was trying to think of like anything that size, or maybe like an old Bratz kid would be like a roughly similar size. I can't find out though, because I can't put this on any other doll, because any other doll, I have to heat up their head in hot water or use a hairdryer to heat up their head, pop the whole head off, put this thing on, and then pop it all back on. And I understand that these are not necessarily designed with the thought in mind being, oh, put this on a doll that isn't this one. Like, I do get that, but also at the same time, I think that a lot of the appeal of
dolls in general, fashion type dolls in general, and BJDs is being able to switch around the clothes and change the fashion and like all of that jazz. And it is just really upsetting to me that this piece in particular is not really functional for that. No other piece of clothing here is like this, where you have to pull it on and over. And I don't think in any of the BJD dolls that I've gotten, I've had a piece quite like this. Like, I know I've had other pieces that you have to pull on over, but they've been such a stretchy material that it wasn't a big deal. This, like, doesn't have, there's no give. So that was a huge bummer for me. Again, that one could just be a me problem, but I was genuinely really upset about that. The other thing with her is that with her shoes and socks and everything, she has this sort of purplish blue shoe with a lighter blue sole. And then she does have like kind of beigeish pink leg warmers with actual pink bows on the top. She does have two socks. You can sort of see through her Mary Jane. She has a sock on this side. They're supposed to be uneven. One is supposed to be taller than the other, but it's just not like a design that functionally works on this scale of doll. Like, she doesn't have enough shin to have a tiny, tiny short sock. And then also, like, it only goes up that far. There's no way on earth that you're seeing that with the leg warmer on also. And I guess it's like to have choices, but I don't know. I just thought it was sort of a superfluous use of fabric. Like, I just thought that it didn't need to be there. And I honestly almost just didn't even bother putting it on because it was like also very, very tight and a little bit hard to get on. And I was just really over it at this point. But that I think is like a more minor complaint. The big thing for me was the sweatshirt. Again, you'll have to let me know if that's like a valid complaint or not, but I was sad about it. Then, of course, we already did this one. So now we are on to this girly pop. So here is her card. No problems on this one, thank goodness. No problems either with her sticker sheet. She does have her extra pair of eyes. If we can focus, there we go, maybe. And then she comes with another choker, which has an actual like teeny tiny bell on it, which is super cute and is super nice quality. Like the fact that it is like an actual bell that dangles and like makes noise. That's really fun. That's really cute. However, you may see the problem as we go through the design. So here we have a like very, very light purpley pink going down into the blue. Super cute little hairstyle. There is a sculpted on headband and some little like puppy ears sort of folded in there. I really like this one's face. I think the colors are super pretty. And like it's a relatively neutral expression, but something about it is just very cutesy to me. We have this jacket piece with angel wings attached, which is absolutely adorable, and the like cuffs on the arms, which is super interesting. They're only like sewn in one spot, so you can sort of like move them around a little, but you know, they are secure and they're really well made with the ruffling and the bows in there and everything. And then, okay, yeah, this was a two-piece set. I was trying to remember if it was two or just one piece, but it is a skirt and a little top. The top is sleeveless, but again, ruffly detail, bow detail, a couple layers to the skirt. All of that is super nice. With the shoes, we've got blue shoes with purple soles. And then for socks, we have one sock on this side that has like stripes at the cuff and then has a different pattern along the rest. And then the other one is pure stripes with a bow and a heart. Have you spotted issue number one? I did say like one word, one sentence that like maybe clued you in. Puppy dog ears, bell choker. Puppy dog ears, bell choker. And I don't know like if this is just me. I have never seen a dog design have a bell on the collar. Like, I don't think ever. It's just, I think that the bell on the collar is much more associated with cats. And like, it's fine if you want to be subversive or whatever. Like, I get it. Like, I'm not saying you have to, but it was sort of jarring to me because this one I felt like had more cat ears, but then she had like the little bone here at her neck. And I was like, oh, well, I guess it's just like one of those dogs that has sort of pointy ears because dogs can have all sorts of different ear shapes. But I feel like this would have made more sense. Focus, please. The bow would have made more sense on this one because she looks more like a cat. And then this puppy, the bell, I don't know. I thought that was weird. It just didn't quite make sense to me. But the other thing is that she does have magnetic removable ears, which like you wouldn't think would be a problem, but it's only a problem in the context of the entire line because if I take, sorry girlie, I'll pick you up in a second. There's that one, not removable, not even a little bit removable. If I pick her up and then go back to the bear, they're sculpted in. So please tell me why some of the line has magnetic ears that you can remove and some of the line has ears that are just sculpted into the hair and you have to deal with them. Like, generally speaking, I think that the magnetic ears is a good thing and is honestly better than the sculpted ears because I feel like anytime that you have more choice and more customization options, it's better. But like I wasn't upset that these two had the sculpted on ears because I thought that's just what I was getting from the line and it didn't bother me. Now it bothers me because now I know we had the option to make them magnetic and just didn't take that for all of them, and I think that's bizarre. And really really quickly we're going to go ahead and get into this one just briefly because she also has magnetic ears. So does this one on the end. So 3 of them have magnetic ears, 2 of them have sculpted ears, and 1 of them doesn't have ears at all. Like it's just bothersome because you're introducing this element of like customization with some of them, but then it doesn't follow through to the rest of the line. And I would totally understand different brands or even like the same brand producing different lines. Like maybe you do one line that has sculpted, you do one line that has magnetic, and they're not interchangeable in between them. That's fine. This is all from the same case set. And the reason I'm bringing her up is because the magnet is in a different spot. I can't put the puppy ears on this doll because the magnetic is at the top of her head. Which obviously is fine for the bunny ears that she's wearing, but like, again, it just completely removes the mix and match ability. And I don't understand why we were doing all that. I think we're just going to go ahead and finish looking at this one all the way through, and then I'll show you the extra stuff after I look through her. So she has sort of a sweets theme, which as you may know is like sort of not my thing. So she was my least favorite from the line anyway. She is cuter than I thought. However, she has problems also. So it doesn't even matter that she's cuter than I thought. But she's sort of blonde into pink. I do love the hair sculpting, the sort of braid sculpting going into the pigtails, the zigzag part that they put in there very intentionally. That's all super, super cute. Very friendly little face. Her outfit is 2 pieces. So the first piece is this top portion, which is sort of like a dress or a shirt. I can't figure it out. However, if you like, bearing in mind, okay, looking at the back, it's all the way on there, okay? You can't see any Velcro. It's not that I haven't closed this properly, but you like it's kind of loose. And if you pull it down to where it fits right around the shoulders, to where the shoulder straps are like fully flush with her, not flesh, but you know, her body. This is too low. This is way too low. On this scale, like she doesn't have a sculpted chest that's like very voluminous or anything like that. On this scale, her boobs would be out. So it just like it looks weird, even though she doesn't have a sculpted again chest that like makes it super obvious that her top isn't covering her up. You can just sort of get the vibe that her top is not covering her up. I feel like the camera's making it harder to tell because she has a tiny bit of white here, but like it doesn't look right. But then if you pull it up to where it covers her up, the sleeves are way, 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 way too like loose around her shoulders. Like, see how much it's gapping up there? Maybe. Yeah. And she has bloomers, but you definitely can't see them at all if you pull the shirt down. The shirt itself is absolutely adorable with sprinkles and a bunny and a strawberry on there for the decal. And I do love the ruffle at the bottom, but it's just like, why are we doing this? It doesn't fit right. And then for the bloomers, they're this really nice yellow, like satiny sort of fabric with pink ribbon and bows, except where's the bow there? It's here. You can't see it, but It fell off. And listen, I have been very forthcoming in other videos. Like when I got the Chinese Opera Dream set of Blind Box BJDs, I think that was the last one I unboxed on the channel. I messed up the hair on one of those. There's like a ribbon type hair on one of the dolls, and I fully pulled it off, and that was fully me. Okay, so y'all know I will own up to it if I mess up a doll in the course of just getting them together, if I'm an idiot and I mess it up. But I literally touched it. Like I touched it and the bow fell off. So that sucks. And then she has yellow leg warmers with like a sprinkle pattern. One has a pink plastic bow and one has a blue plastic bow. You know what I mean. I stumbled over those words hard. I'm getting more agitated, so I do apologize. And then just pink Mary Janes. She did come with socks, but what would be the point? What possibly would be the point? They're way too short to show, and I wasn't going to go through the effort of putting these on just for them to not be noticeable whatsoever. I think that's weird. There is her choker that she came with that I neglected to put on. It's a pink ribbon with a darker pink bow, and then both her sticker sheet and, if I don't have it upside down, her little photo card are perfectly fine. So that's cool at least. Okay, we're almost done. This last one is probably the second best of the lineup, probably has the least problems. The only problem that I have with that one is like a design issue. But compared to some of the other shit that we've been seeing, it's really not nearly as bad. So we have the photo card and the stickers. Photo card, a little bit bent, but it's at least bent in a way that's not like causing the wrinkles, right? Like it's not fully folded and creased. So I think like maybe I should be a little bit like sad, but I just don't even have it in me at this point. Everything else is taking it out. Here are her second set of eyes. And then she comes with a little choker that is a yellow star on a blue ribbon. So as I stated before, this one does have the magnetic ears. But I think even these are in like a slightly different place than these puppy ears. Hold on, I'm curious now. Oh gosh. Yeah. So even these are like, they're a little bit more interchangeable than the bunny ears would have been, but none of the magnet ones really truly can interchange. I just don't, whatever. This is pretty much purely blue hair. It's slightly lighter towards the end, but like it's pretty much just blue with a sculpted striped headband. Very cutesy. The pigtails are a little tricky because they go over the shoulder, so it like makes dressing a little bit interesting, but it is what it is. Can you spot the problem? Can you spot my complaint yet? I'll tell you in a sec. So she has this sweater piece that is super duper cute. It does have the little like collar on the back, different printing on both of the sleeves, and of course, it's like a sort of sailor style in the middle here. It's very cutie with the fabric star and then like the little like bow ties coming out the side. Then she has this super cute blue pleated skirt. I don't know, I just really, really love the particular colors of this plaid. Like, I just think that's adorable. And then she has mismatched socks and leg warmers. That's sort of a trend throughout these. This one is pale blue with white stars, and then this one is yellow with very, very almost unnoticeable white stripes. And then we've got some pom-poms and some star charms on these fuzzy leg warmers. I lied earlier. I'm so sorry. I kind of forgot. This one is the only one that has a unique shoe sculpt. So instead of the Mary Janes, we have like a pom-pom on the toe. All of the other ones definitely do have Mary Janes, though. I just was incorrect about this one. So if you haven't guessed it, my complaint is that she has these ears that to me are either like really tall cat ears or are some sort of like canine, right? Like wolf, coyote, fox, some dogs, that type of ear. Why does she have bunny ears on the back of her little sailor sweatshirt? Is that a stupid thing to be complaining about? I honestly don't know at this point, but it did bother me. Like, it just feels like something that it would have been so easy to just give this one bunny ears and not make this one a bunny, or to have two bunnies. I don't know. I just don't understand why you would do that. So, to go over sort of everything, I'm going to go back in the order that I unboxed them in, so technically not strictly left to right. This one was excellent. This one right here,
genuinely like a wonderful unboxing experience, a wonderful doll. No problems on that one whatsoever. Led me to have really high hopes. This one had a messed up photo card and her magnet doesn't work for her beret. This one has a sweatshirt that doesn't have any Velcro. This one, we talked about the issue with the magnet ears versus not magnet ears. Magnet ears, none of them line up. And also, this is a dog with a cat collar. The bunny, again, the ears, had a bow that just straight up fell off the bloomers. Like, I didn't do anything to it, I promise y'all. And her shirt doesn't fit at all. And then the least offensive after the first one was still like questionable design wise, because why do you have canine ears and then like also bunny ears? So, needless to say, this is not exactly what I was hoping for. I'm actually like viscerally disappointed by this. Like, I was so excited after this first one because it was just such a good experience. And I was so excited because I thought that the designs were so cute on all of these. This one being like sweets themed, the rabbit, was the only one that I had like a little bit of a reservation on because again, that's just not really my vibe. But all of the other five, I was like 100% sold on. I was, like, these are perfect. These are wonderful. I love them. And unfortunately, this is where we are. Unfortunately, things just didn't stay as positive as I would have liked for them to be. So, unfortunately, in conclusion, this is one of those very rare times that I'm going to have to tell y'all I cannot, in good conscience, recommend that you buy these, at the very least, full price. If you want to use my discount code, fairytale10, again, that applies to pretty much anything on the website and I don't get any commission or anything from it. If the 10% off is like enough to offset these issues, perhaps you don't care so much about the fact that this one here has a sweatshirt that doesn't have Velcro on it, or you're willing to risk the quality control issues that I did point out, maybe then that would be fine for you. Maybe you would want to wait for a bigger sale. Kikagoods does have sales quite often. I do think that there is enough here design-wise that, like, on a sale, if you know what you're getting into, it might not be terrible, if that makes sense. Like, I am upset about all of the actual issues, but I think it's hitting harder because I didn't expect the issues. Having seen this review, if you know what you could be getting yourself into and you get a cute little discount on one of these dolls, and it's like, it might not be perfect quality, but I really love the design and I didn't have to pay full price. Obviously, you all are smart, intelligent human beings. You can make that decision for yourself. But yeah, I think that a sale is the only way that I could, again, in good conscience, recommend these to you. And it sucks because I think that out of all the videos that I've done for kikagoods, there has only been this time and then one other time where I was like, yeah, this set is not. And so it's always like a little disheartening to have to go through and be like, uh-oh, we have problems here. But I think some of the designs are questionable. I think the magnet thing really pisses me off. And I think that the quality control is just not 100% there on these. So for me, I don't even know if I said this at the beginning of the video, these are almost 30 US dollars for me. Unfortunately, I would say nay. I would say probably not. Again, unless you would like to use a sale, mine or otherwise, then maybe. But yeah, this was a little bit of a bummer. So I suppose if any of you happen to have these as well, I would love to hear your experience with these. Like, did you also have some of the quality control issues? Did I just get a remarkably bad batch? I think that that's also really important, like, to try to find out is like, does anyone else have a bad experience with these? So if you have these, I would love to hear your experience in the comments down below. I would also love to know, like, what's your favorite and what do you think about the issues that I found? Am I overreacting? Just all of that. I would like to open it to discussion now that I have aired my grievances, I suppose. Once again, I would like to say thank you to kikagoods. Even though this turned out to like not be what I wanted it to be, they still did give me these dolls for free, and that still was very kind and very generous of them. So like, thank you to kikagoods. Not really on them that this turned out like this, but alas, it is what it is. So those are my final thoughts. I hope, even though this was a little bit more of a bummer than I anticipated it being in the beginning, I hope that you were able to get something out of this, whether it was entertainment or information on these stalls. I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your day or your night or whatever it might be, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.